Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kristen, aka not just another fat girl, because your girl is thicky thick, okay? In today's video, I am redoing, yes, you heard me right, I am redoing my Is It Normal series. And today I'm going to be redoing video number 1 because let's be real here, okay? I'm a details-oriented girly. I love research. I like reading medical documentation, but not everyone is me. And so for the diversity that is my audience, I decided that, you know what? You need to cut the chit chat, Kristen, okay? Yep, I need to cut it out and give you just the bare bones minimum to answer the question, is it normal? So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. Episode number 1 of Is It Normal discussed skin discoloration down there. You heard me right. Down there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we are talking about discoloration down in the groin region. Probably didn't need to do that little jivey Jew, but it is what it is. So without further ado, I'm going to answer it. Yes, skin discoloration down in this region is 100% normal. But I don't want to just tell you that it's normal. I want to give you the background. Let's dive into the reasons that contribute to skin discoloration down there to help you know and understand that yes, it truly is normal, and that's backed by scientific facts. So the very first thing is going to be increased melanin production, as in hyperpigmentation. Now, the private areas can naturally have more melanin in people who are darker skin colors. However, a little fun fact for all you white folks out there like me, okay? We still have melanin. Yep, you heard that right. Okay, yes, us white people, we do still have melanin in our skin. It's just not going to be as much as our fellow citizens. The next is going to be hormonal fluctuations, which can increase melanin production, therefore leading to, some hyperpigmentation. Number 3, and definitely the most common out of them all, is going to be friction and chafing. Okay, if you are a thick girl like me, okay, you got some thighs that like to touch and always remind each other that they're there for each other, okay, you are going to get some discoloration just simply because of the friction and the chafing that comes with constantly rubbing against each other. That protective layer that you put on your skin gets rubbed away, and then it causes inflammation, which causes hyperpigmentation. There you go. But also something is aging. So skin naturally darkens in certain areas with age, and that is due to hormonal changes, but it's also because of cumulative exposure to irritation such as chafing and friction over time. So those two go hand in hand there. The next is going to be sweating and, unfortunately, poor ventilation, okay? If you are somebody who is bigger, who has thighs that always want to be touching and reminding each other that they're there, if you have a belly that hangs over, then you naturally are going to have a more warm and moist environment, especially during this hot behind summer that we got going on. And that can lead to not only just skin irritation, but also fungal overgrowth, and that is going to lead to darkening over time as well. Now, let's go ahead and dive into the medical conditions. The number 1 medical condition that impacts the skin discoloration, particularly in this region, is going to be, just in layman's terms, insulin resistance. So that particular medical condition is often associated with people who have, diabetes, PCOS, and then unfortunately, if you have obesity on your charts, it's probably going to be linked in there somehow, some way. What I do want to say though is that being overweight is not the end all be all when it comes to skin discoloration down there. If you do lose weight, or if you're somebody who has, an apron stomach or a hanging tummy that again contributes to the chafing and the constant irritation, then losing weight can help some, but it doesn't completely go away, because Dun, 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 dun. Good old genetics, okay? Your grandma and your grandma's grandma and your grandma's grandma, okay? They all, unfortunately, play a part. Genetics play a huge role in our predisposition for certain things, and skin discoloration down there is, unfortunately, it's a part of the bunch. But you are not alone if you do have it, okay? It is 100% normal. A huge amount of people have skin discoloration down there. And I don't want to bog you down with the facts. I literally just want to give you the highlights. So let's also talk about this. When do you need to consult a doctor regarding some skin discoloration down there? And that is going to primarily be number one, when that skin discoloration develops rashes. So if you have broken skin in any capacity, or if you have hives, bumps, redness, irritation in combination with the darkness, then you need to see a doctor then. And then the second one, and probably the most important, is going to be when it smells. And I'm not just talking about a little musky, which, by the way, totally normal, okay? We all have a little muskiness down there. That is a-okay, honey. What I am talking about is when it doesn't smell a little musky, it actually smells fishy, or it smells like a loaf of bread. And by a loaf of bread, I mean it smells yeasty, which is probably what's happening down there if it smells like some good old bread from the Italian restaurant, okay? That means that you have a yeast or a bacterial overgrowth, and that is dangerous. That can have a whole lot of repercussions. So, to wrap it all up, is it normal to have skin discoloration down there? Yes, 100% normal for all of the reasons that I just went over with you. But just keep in mind my last point there about when to see a doctor. You're walking around on the street, I guarantee you a good chunk of the people that you walk past have skin discoloration somewhere on their body. Somewhere. May not all be here, but somewhere. Underneath the arms, commonplace. Any place that has chafing. So between your thighs, if they like to let each other know that they're not alone. In the groin area, of course, behind the knees, underneath the arms, along the side of the chest where your arms rub like this, in the creases of your elbows even. So you can get skin discoloration anywhere on your body. And sweetie, it is totally normal. It is not just a fat person's issue. Hear me? Let it sink in, okay? It is not just overweight or obese people who have skin discoloration. So you are not alone. I don't want you to ever feel embarrassed or ashamed if you have it. And Sweetie Pie Honey Bunch, I have told you 100 times on my channel already, if he wants to make some noise about going downtown because it's a little darker, bye-bye. We're not doing that around here. We only share our bodies with people who deserve to have access to our bodies. Point blank, period. And thank you so much for being here, you guys. I really hope that this new condensed, more of an overview of the information is a lot more helpful, reaches a lot more people, and just is more enjoyable. If it is, please go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, and let me know. I would appreciate it. Until next time.